Welcome to FAMILYNEY channel. Today's story is
The Snowman and the Warm Stove. Once upon a time, in a little village blanketed with snow, there stood a charming snowman, built by the village children. He had a carrot nose, coal eyes, and a bright red scarf. The snowman was very happy, especially when he could hear the laughter and joy of the children playing around him. One day, as the snowman was admiring the beautiful winter scenery, he noticed something unusual. Through the window of a nearby cottage, he saw a warm and glowing light. It was a stove, crackling with a cozy fire. The snowman had never seen anything like it, and was instantly captivated by the warmth and light it radiated.
I've never seen anything so wonderful.
The snowman thought.
If only I could get closer to that beautiful warmth.
Day after day, the snowman stood gazing at the stove from afar. He dreamed of what it would be like to feel its warmth. One night, when everyone was asleep and the village was quiet, the snowman decided to get closer to the cottage. As he approached the window, he could feel the slight warmth even from outside, and it made him feel something strange and wonderful. Next morning, the sun shone brightly, and the temperature began to rise. The snowman, still enchanted by the stove, didn't notice how warm it was getting. He continued to dream of the stove and moved even closer to the cottage. As he got nearer, he could feel himself melting, but he didn't care. He was too entranced by the glow of the stove. Suddenly, the cottage door opened, and a little girl stepped out. She saw the snowman and noticed he was very close to melting.
Oh no, Snowman, you need to stay away from the stove, or you'll melt completely,
she exclaimed. Realizing the danger, the snowman backed away from the cottage. Though he was sad to leave the warmth behind, he understood that he couldn't be near it without melting away. The little girl, seeing the snowman's sadness, had an idea. She quickly went inside and brought out a lantern with a small candle inside. She placed it on a nearby tree branch, close enough for the snowman to enjoy its glow, but far enough to keep him safe.
There you go, Mr. Snowman. Now you have your own little light to admire,
she said with a smile. The snowman was overjoyed and grateful. He watched the lantern glow warmly, and while it wasn't as hot as the stove, it gave him a comforting light to look at every night. The snowman learned to appreciate the warmth from a safe distance, and he spent the rest of the winter happily watching his little lantern, surrounded by the laughter and joy of the village children. The moral of the story is, sometimes it's important to admire things from a safe distance to avoid getting hurt.
I hope you enjoyed today's story. See you with a new story soon. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to FAMILYNEY channel.